Hi, welcome back to a new episode of Career 360, the Hipo.ro Podcast, where we dive into all your career related questions. Today, we're exploring what it means to have a career as a commercial pilot and or as a cabin crew. Joining us are Cristina Rada, Senior Cabin Crew and the WIZZ Air Ambassador, and Cristian Răducu, Senior First Officer. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
So I was thinking to just start right away because I'm sure there's so many people interested in starting a career in aviation. And I was thinking maybe you can tell us a few things about yourselves, a few things about WIZZ Air, and what drew you to aviation and what motivates you to be part of this industry.
So I will start. My name is Cristina Rada. As you said, I'm an WIZZ ambassador and a senior cabin crew for WIZZ Air for almost 6 years now. I started my aviation because I wanted to change the work environment. I was working in a bank before, and that was the starting point for me because I saw these beautiful girls during my flights as a passenger, and I said I want to do that. And somehow I ended up with Wizz Air, which was the best decision of my life. Honestly, this company is helping me grow and develop a lot on the career path and on my personal life as well because it's helping me having my flexible roster and everything that I aim for.
Wow, that's
That's what
impressive. From banking
yeah,
to
yeah,
aviation. That's an
yeah.
interesting transit.
Oh,
And
yes.
sorry,
Please continue.
I was saying, what about you, Christian?
So I'm Cristian. I'm 31 years old. I wanted to become a pilot since I was 6 years old. In the meantime, I was an engineer first. I graduated at Polytechnical University. I worked as an engineer. And then in 2018, I saw this nice program of WIZZ Air Pilot Academy, which was sponsored by them. And from 2021, September, I became a pilot. I was hired. And I'm from almost 2 years first officer, and I upgraded as a senior first officer last year. And I also hold an office position in the flight ops department. For me, WIZZ Air was a huge opportunity to fulfill my dreams since childhood because most of the programs, the schools to become a pilot are quite expensive, and there are only a few, you can count them on your fingers, the programs for companies which are sponsoring you.
Wow. So both of you actually came from different fields before, banking and engineering. And you got to accomplish your dream since you were 6. That's really impressive. I'm curious why Wizz Air and how do you think it has transformed into a leading airline in Europe? And what do you think is the long-term vision for Wizz?
The fact that the company is adding more routes year by year and it's opening new routes for the passengers is the fact transformed the WIZZ in one of the biggest company in Romania and Europe at this moment. And for the vision, we should mention the WIZZ 500 goals here, I think. Therefore, we are planning to expand our network, meaning we will fly to new places, especially with the new XLR coming in the network.
Oh, that's really
Yes.
impressive. And because we have now, it's the first time ever in our podcast that we have the opportunity to speak also with pilot and career crew person. So I'm really curious. We'll start with the cabin crew. What are the qualities that Wizz Air is looking for when choosing cabin crew?
We are continuously searching for positive, energetic, and motivated people for the cabin crew position to join our award-winning company. Good English, ability to swim, proactivity, good problem skills, and shining eyes for aviation world. It's a big plus, of course, if they meet the requirements that are mentioned on the website.
Oh, very interesting. And Christian, what are the qualities that you're looking for when looking to hire a pilot?
Well, I would say positivity, the desire to learn and improve yourself all the time. Actually, there is no requirement for a university degree, so you can have only the high school finished. It helps a bit. But as I said before, you need to continuously learn and develop yourself because it's a challenging environment. And during the time, the rules are changing, the regulations. So you always have to be up to date for this job.
Well, so you have, I mean, I don't know if this is true, but there's, people are saying that to be a pilot, you have to be a very calm person and a bit of an adrenaline junkie. Is this true?
Yes, I can relate.
Yes.
Somehow for me, the adrenaline calms me down. I mean, the more workload I have, the more calm I am. That's how it works for me.
Yes, I think
You
that's
have
so
to balance
important
them.
for a pilot. I mean, I'm when I'm in an airplane, I like to think that the pilot is very calm.
We
I'm curious about the recruiting process. What does it look like for a cabin crew?
For the cabin crew point of view, we first need to start with the application submitted on the website. Then during the event, we can accept we can expect to have a company presentation, an English proficient text that will be also for the WIZZ Air Hungary and WIZZ Air Malta. Short personal introduction. It will take around 2 minutes. A situation role play, team play, and a personal interview at the end if you're getting to the final stage.
Wow. And what would be your advice for those that are preparing for an interview?
You need to search to do a lot of research before applying for this job to see what are the requirements for the job, to see what the company goals are, and if you're fit for the company, you should apply.
Oh, very interesting. And what about you, Cristian? How does the recruitment process look for a pilot? And what advice would you have for someone preparing for an interview?
For us, it can be different because we are recruiting from cadets with absolutely no experience to experienced captains. So, for example, I mean, mainly you have some stages. The first one, it's an interview online and the test for everybody. Then, based on your experience, then the recruitment process is different. Meaning that for people without experience, they can prepare for some math and physics, like high school degree, and English skills as well. They are required because everything in aviation it's in English, no matter where you are based. We also have the teamwork assessment, where you have an interesting situation, and that is the stage when you come physically to the assessment. And for experienced people, which are already pilots, there are some extra tests, like a simulator skill test and also a technical written test.
Oh, that's really interesting. And I'm curious, does WIZZ offer any training or courses to the new recruits? And maybe if there's something that a candidate should know before they're applying to these positions?
For the cabin crew, WIZZ Air offer an extensive training for a period of 6 weeks, in which the trainees will be introduced to the basics of aviation, will learn the company procedures, and will sharpen their skills in a state-of-art simulator located in Budapest, in which the emergency procedures will be practiced. It's an extensive training, and you need to be prepared for that.
Yes, I imagine. What about on the pilot side?
For pilots, or first of all, everything is paid by the company, including accommodation. If we are talking again at the level of preparation, I mean, how the candidates are, if they're experienced or not. For the non-experienced guys, we also have this Flight Academy program, which is also financed by WIZZ Air, and it takes up to 2 years. The minimum it's 18 months, but depend on yourself. As a short bracket, I would say when I did this program, I encountered the pandemic, so we were a bit delayed. So that's why you cannot give an appropriate time frame. You cannot know what happens.
Yeah.
But from the stage of the company training, when you are certificated as a pilot, we have simulators in Budapest and a newly open one in Fiumicino in Rome. You make the sessions there. You also have some ground school. And as I said earlier, everything it's paid by the company, the accommodation. you are basically employed from that moment. As a pilot, you also have recurrent training as for cabin crew as well. But for us pilots, you have a simulator exam each 6 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one you're validating your license, your pilot license, and the other one it's a recurring exam for your skills that you need to prove to continue flying in the company.
And I'm curious, how long is it from the moment you say, let's say you're graduating as a pilot, to the moment you're flying for the first time? Like more or less.
There is like 1.5 months of training for you to adapt, to learn the company operational procedures and their manuals. If you have type rating, this is a different topic, because for big jet airlines, you need another license to fly the specific aircraft. So this type rating, if you are having it, then you proceed directly to the company introduction and flying. If not, it also lasts like 1 or 2 months.
So quite fast, actually. In 2 years, you could go from working in a bank to flying an airplane.
If you become a pilot, yes, it's like 3 months plus the line training, as we are calling it. So basically, you're flying with very experienced captains, which are line trainers. And again, depending on your previous experience, you can take from 1 to 2 months when you are doing actual flights with passengers.
That's really interesting. I think a career in aviation, it is a little bit specific, and we all kind of know how it looks when you work in a bank or as an engineer or anything else, but we don't have so much insight into what does it look like when you have a career in aviation. So I'm curious, what are some of the challenges and also opportunities of a career in aviation, and how does we support employees in managing them?
It's a very dynamic industry which offers a unique lifestyle. WIZZ is constantly growing, and it has a healthy strategy by promoting its internal people. Me, for example, I started as a junior cabin crew when I joined WIZZ Air. Right now, I'm a line trainer for WIZZ Air for the cabin crew. And it helped me develop on the training part of my job. This gives me countless opportunities to our cabin crew and flight crew members to grow in their careers and fulfill their dreams. Me, for example, I was very happy because I had a small time frame when I upgraded from each position, because I went from junior cabin crew, senior cabin crew, and then line trainer cabin crew.
And what would you say that is maybe like a challenge, that you've noticed when you switched careers, or maybe during the careers there, maybe 1 or 2 challenges that you've had to deal with?
The fact that we need to learn so many things. We are trained in first aid, and mostly of our flights are including at least 1 or 2 medical cases. We need to be prepared on this side. We have trainings in order to deal with angry passengers. We have trainings in order to be able to sustain an emergency evacuate, and the fact that we need to learn so many things can be one of the biggest challenges. But otherwise, it's so good for our brain to be in such an environment when you're learning constantly something new.
Yeah, so I understand you wouldn't go back to banking. You're happy.
Oh, no, never.
Great. And what's about you, Cristian? What would you say that there are some challenges, but also some opportunities in the career aviation?
I will start with the opportunities. First of all, the company allows you to grow. And actually, I think in WIZZ Air, it's a big opportunity for pilots, especially without experience, to become a captain quite fast. If I remember from the first day, one of the captains told me that WIZZ Air, it's maybe one of the few companies which are preparing it to be a captain from the first day. We are operating everything as pilots flying for a normal day. Also, you can have the opportunity to get management position as a pilot. You can have different office duties, as I'm having, which provides you extra money, and also you can meet a lot of people. You can see the background things that are happening behind the company, like logistics and fleet allocation and management. But for the challenges, where we have a lot of departments which are helping us, like logistics. I mean, if it happens for us to remain from technical reasons somewhere, they are helping us with hotel, with the accommodation of the passengers. We have crew control, which is managing our schedule. We also have flight time limitations, so also they are taking care of them. The daily operations itself can be challenging, depends on weather, environment as well, because we are always affected by political events, or as you know nowadays, how is the geopolitical situation. So we are affected by those things, because we might have restrictions of overflying some countries. Some of them can lock just before you depart, so you have to come with a new plan. But you have all these departments which are helping you, and also the entire crew, which are working together for the safety of the flight.
Yes. I mean, with aviation, I guess everybody's always prepared for everything that can come along.
Exactly.
I'm curious. How would you describe the experience of working at WIZZ Air in one sentence?
For me, it would be like being part of the fastest growing airline is amazing to observe from inside our growth, and it makes me proud that I'm part of this process. And I don't know, for Cristian as well.
You cannot copy Cristina now, so you're gonna have to come up with a new line.
For me and most of the colleagues, we have like the same idea of it. WIZZ Air allows you to fly from home, which is amazing. So you can take 2 or 4 flights, but in the end you're coming back home, so you can have a family, you can be with your friends. Also, you're flying the newest aircraft, which is amazing. And this quite fast opportunity to upgrade, it's also very important, because, for example, in a legacy airline, you can become a captain maybe after 10 years, which is a long way. And not necessarily because you don't have the experience, but they have different policies, let's say.
Yeah.
And this is also a consequence of the fast growing of the company, that we can upgrade so fast. The plan is that WIZZ Air, as the CEO said, to grow to 500 aircrafts. We are also expecting the new Airbus XLRs, which are basically the same aircraft as the 321, but they have way higher range, so they can fly us even to Far East Asia from Bucharest, for example. And this is amazing to get back home, and also to be able to visit a lot of destinations. Some of them are challenging, and for a pilot, which is addicted to new things and to have challenging approaches on some airports, it's amazing.
Wow. Yes, I am impressed to hear that you can fly from home, because I know a lot of people, when they work as pilots, they have to relocate. So that's impressive.
For cabin crew and flight crew as well, we have this type of schedule, which we're calling roster. It can be flexible, which is kind of random, or fixed pattern, which for me works. I have the fixed pattern, so you have like 5 days of working and 4 days off.
Oh, so you can have a pretty normal life. I'm curious.
It's always
normal for aviation.
Sorry.
I was gonna say that I'm curious. What advice would you have for those that are dreaming of becoming cabin crew members, but they're maybe still hesitant or maybe a little bit afraid about it?
I would say just do it. It might be the opportunity that you need in your life. It might be the best decision of your life, and you just need to try it in order to see if it's gonna fit you or not. Just do it.
Just do it.
Just
and
do
what
it.
about you, Cristian? What would you say to someone that's maybe dreaming about or thinking to apply, but they're still hesitant for a pilot position?
For sure, they won't regret it. But from, let's say, experience, because in the past I also participated in some events of recruiting. Aviation, it's like a virus. Once you get it, you cannot get rid of it. So if you love aviation, if you fall in love with it, it will stick with you, and it's worth getting here and flying.
Wow, that is impressive. Thank you very much for coming to our podcast. It was very interesting. It's the first podcast we have with the pilot and cabin crew, so it's really interesting. Now, WIZZ Air is going to be present with the stand at Angajator de Bucharest as well this weekend, Friday and Saturday. So we will see the people that are nicely dressed in the uniforms. So they're gonna be easy to be spot out in the crowd. So you can always pass by to their stand and ask more questions, and maybe also directly apply to jobs. So we are going to all meet each other in person at Sala Palatului on Friday and Saturday.
Thank you for inviting us today. It was a pleasure.
Yes,
and see you Sala Palatului.
Yeah, thank you for having us, and we'll be there to answer all your questions, even in more detail.
Even more detail.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have a great day.